We're joined again by Claire McCaskill and Rich Lowry. So, Claire, what happened? I mean, what are Democrats saying about this debacle in Iowa?
Well, I think most Democrats are becoming to realize that caucuses are terrible for participation. Our party is the one that wants to expand voter participation. The Republican Party is the one who's trying to shrink it. So why do we have a caucus where people have a limited ability to participate? So I think you're seeing the death of caucuses for the Democratic Party.
I mean, it seems like a gift to Republicans for this disarray to be unfolding in Iowa, and they're certainly seeming to make the most of it.
Yeah, well, Republicans have been mocking this. I've mocked it myself. But you get down to it, this is terrible for democracy. And the idea that all the blood and sweat and tears of the candidates, all their supporters, just to go basically for naught because of this idiotic debacle is really a disgrace.
You know, the president was saying the other day, though, I think he tweeted that he's all for Iowa and going first, and he's all in for Iowa going first. Do you think that on the Republican side, the caucus should go by the wayside?
I've always had mixed feelings about Iowa. It's kind of it's an amazing piece of democracy, people gathering in these gyms. But anytime the race is close, you've been reminded of the fact we don't really know how many votes until this time. This is the first time you actually knew who people voted for in Iowa. So maybe I should keep going first if you want to, but do a primary.
So let's see where the race stands right now. So it looks like Sanders and Buttigieg are at the top with some percentage of the vote in Iowa. Where does this go from here? Biden underperformed. I mean, it looks like he's going to be in fourth place. He's counting on South Carolina to pull him through February. How do you see it playing out?
Well, Buttigieg really, unfortunately, missed the opportunity, I think, because of the screw up in Iowa.
You think he was robbed?
Yeah, because this is remarkable that he is even contesting for the lead in Iowa. This is somebody that nobody had heard of less than a year ago. And he's done a remarkable job of organizing a campaign and getting the message out. So the question is, can he replicate that in these primaries that are now going to come fast and furious over the next 3 or 4 weeks? We'll see.
Does Mayor Bloomberg have a path? He's spending money. I think he doubled his investment in ads yesterday in light of the chaos in Iowa.
He's making a powerful case across the country, and what's not really being reported is how much he's investing in field staff in states like mine, where no presidential candidates typically show up.
All right. Claire and Rich, always good to have you. Thank you. Extra credit to you both today. Quick programming note, NBC News will bring you live coverage of today's impeachment vote as it happens on these NBC stations.